morning! Alright, so it is 9:07 in the morning, and I'm pretty sure I suffer from old man syndrome. Yeah, old man syndrome. You know, your grandfather probably does this, where they go to bed at like 10 o'clock at night, and they'll wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and be wide awake and go sit in front of the TV and just stare at it for a few hours until the world actually wakes up. Yeah, that's what I'm going through right now. I went to bed last night at 10:30 and I woke up at 4 in the morning, and I haven't been able to go back to sleep. And I turned on the TV and hoping it would make me fall back asleep, but it never did, so I just laid there and stared at it. Old man syndrome. Anyway, in this wild and very weird sleeping pattern, I started talking to Shawnee, and I was like, "Yo, Shawnee, what's up?" Anyway, we got to talking about all the snow outside. Snow! We were talking about all that snow outside that we have. He doesn't have snow like that. That's my snow. That's where I am, and it's even worse now because it's been snowing for like a week and a half straight. Gotta love Canada. Anyway, so we were talking about snowing and how he didn't get very much snow in Scotland, and he said that his aunt gave him a sled to go sledding with. Well, he was asking me if I've ever gotten a sled for Christmas. And being Canadian, of course, I've gotten a sled for Christmas, and I've used it. And I've got a little bit to say about sledding. Let me just say that sledding is really the most pointless thing to do in the whole world ever. Right? I'm just gonna say that now. I think sledding is pointless because you're some little tiny kid. First of all, it takes you an hour to get ready to go sledding because you gotta put on your sweatpants and your 3 pairs of socks and your coat and your sweater and your toque and your mitts and your boots, and your pants have to be over your boots so the snow doesn't get in them, and your gloves have to be under the sleeves of your coat and your sweater so the snow doesn't get in your sleeves, and somehow you still get cold. Okay, so you're a kid. You weigh about 5,000 pounds from all the amount of clothing that you have on, and your mom decides that it's going to be fantastic for you to run your little bunions up a hill, get on a sled, and slide down. Well, going up the hill, you either have one of those plastic pieces of crap that are so annoying to pull up the hill because they just flap in the wind and like hit you in the face while you're walking, or you have one of those really heavy wooden or metal sleds that when you bring them to the top of the hill, you are so exhausted you just want to lay on the snow and be victorious that you made it to the top. Never mind going back down. Anyway, so then you get all the way up this hill carrying this either huge or very annoying piece of crap. You get to the top and you sit on it, and it takes about 5 minutes to get up to the top and get on the right position on your sled so that your butt doesn't fall off, and you can pretty much assure yourself a good stance so you don't end up falling on your butt when you get to the bottom of the hill. And then you wiggle yourself forward a little bit because you're never close enough, and if you're too close then you're down the hill and you're face planting in the snow. That's a different story. So you wiggle your butt up a little bit so you get on the little ridgy part, and you push yourself down the hill, and you go down the hill at a raging speed of 4 miles per hour? You get to the bottom of the hill, and no matter how hard you try, you fall off that sled. I've never gone sledding once where I have stayed on that sled. So you get to the bottom of the hill, you fall off your sled, and you get snow all up in places you didn't want snow. You end up freezing your butt off. I liked sledding until I was like 6 years old, and then I discovered that it was one of the most stupid things ever. And all you get as a reward for all that tiring work is a lousy cup of hot chocolate. And most of the time, you don't have the tiny marshmallows, or they're stale from last winter. So, yeah, I hate sledding. And my mother still thinks that it's fun for me and likes me to go with them on their family sledding outings. And you know what I do? I get to run up the hill with my 8-year-old brother and pull his sled up. And then I have to follow him and walk him down because we both can't fit on that sled to get back down. While my mom sits there and watches. It's the easy work. I am the worst Canadian ever.